The market is not too saturated and it is not too late to start your Etsy shop. You can rank page 1, make daily sales, and become a bestseller in your first month on Etsy. What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Alissa and this channel is all about starting and growing your digital product business and making passive income online. If you're interested in that, definitely consider subscribing. So almost 4 months ago, I created a digital product and I listed it on a brand new Etsy shop. So I didn't leverage my existing audience and I didn't leverage my already successful Pinterest account. I started from scratch. And after you subtract ad spend, I made over $3,000 in my first 4 months on Etsy with this one digital product. So though I didn't leverage my existing audience, I did leverage something else, and that was the Etsy algorithm. Because once you understand how the Etsy algorithm works and why Etsy ranks certain listings higher than others, then you can use that information to your advantage and make sure that your listings are aligned with Etsy's expectations so you can rapidly increase your traffic and sales on the platform. This is what I did with my brand new Etsy shop, and this is exactly what I'm going to be teaching you how to do today in this video. So I used to think that Etsy SEO was the way I got found on the platform. And though Etsy SEO is super important, you can have amazing SEO and still be buried underneath a ton of competitors, even if their SEO isn't as good as yours. Also, being found in search is not the only way to be found. You can also be found in competitors' listings, in the suggested section, or you can be found on shoppers' homepages if they recently were looking for something that was similar to what you're selling. But if SEO is only a piece of how you get found and rank higher in the algorithm, then what is the other deciding factor? How do you actually start to rank in search and in the other places on Etsy? Well, it goes without saying that Etsy is a business and the goal of Etsy is to make money. And when you make money, Etsy makes money. So naturally, if your listing is converting, it's making sales, then they're gonna wanna show your listing to more people. So over time, if your listing keeps converting, Etsy is going to give it a positive rating on the back end. And that just means that it's going to populate it higher in search and in those other places on Etsy. But with thousands of other sellers, how does our brand new listing start to rank? Well, the great news is that Etsy understands that you could be a brand new seller and still have an awesome product. So what they do is when you list a new listing, it has a temporary boost in the algorithm. And the reason why Etsy does that is because it wants to see how shoppers are interacting with the product so they can gauge how desirable your product is. And if it does start converting a lot, then Etsy is going to start ranking you higher in the algorithm. But if your listing is not being clicked on, or it is being clicked on but people are bouncing off and it's not really converting, then eventually over time Etsy is going to start to drop that listing in the algorithm, making it harder for that listing to get found because it's not proving to Etsy that it's something that people want. And it might not be because your product isn't any good. It's just that there are some things that aren't aligning with the expectations of the consumer and of course Etsy. So for example, if you have a product that is perfect for a specific target audience, but your keywords aren't relevant, so they're not finding you because they're searching other keywords, then your listing will eventually drop in the algorithm. Or let's say your SEO is good, but your listing photo doesn't catch people's attention, so your target audience isn't clicking on the listing. Well, they need to click on it in order to buy it, so it will eventually drop in the algorithm. Or maybe your SEO is great and your main photo is clickable, but when a shopper clicks into your listing and it's not what they're looking for, if no one purchases it, then eventually it will drop lower in the algorithm. So what does this tell us? Well, number one, it tells us that we want good, relevant SEO, and we're using keywords that shoppers are actually searching for. Number two, we want to have a clickable listing photo. We want our photo to attract our target audience. And then of course we want our offer to be amazing. We want our offer to be irresistible to our target audience so we can convert as many people as possible to get that positive rating score. And then we can start ranking higher in the algorithm on a go forward. Okay, so first, let's talk about Etsy SEO. What are the important things to think about when crafting your titles and your tags? Well, I always say that your keywords should be relevant, diverse, and descriptive. You don't just want to use search terms that have low competition and high search volume if they're not relevant, because then the wrong people will find you. And if the wrong people find you, then they'll be scrolling past your listing, or they'll be clicking on it and they won't be purchasing it. So that's not gonna help you rank in the algorithm long term. So what about diverse? Well, you wanna use diverse keywords and keyword phrases in your titles and in your tags, because there's not just one keyword phrase that your target audience is searching for to find a product like yours. So if you can find those keywords and it's different ways that people are searching for your product, it's going to help you get found by more people and the right people, as long as it's relevant. And lastly, descriptive. So a lot of people try to rank for broad keywords because there's a lot of search volume, and that makes sense. Most people will search for a very broad term at first and then narrow down their search as they're finding what they want. But it shouldn't be our goal right now to have our brand new listing rank for a broad keyword. But what you do want to do is make that keyword descriptive. So you can take a broad keyword and then add on more relevant keywords to that broad keyword, and you'll be more likely to be found for that more niche or more descriptive keyword. For example, planner turns into business planner, and business planner turns into pink business planner. And then the goal is, when you start getting found by the keyword term pink business planner, you'll eventually start ranking for business planner, and then eventually, possibly, you will rank for the keyword planner. I have a couple other videos that will help you understand Etsy SEO a little bit more, so I will link those down below in the description box. Okay, so now that you have your SEO all set, it's relevant, diverse, and descriptive, we need to make sure that our listing actually gets clicked on, because if it doesn't get clicked on, it's not going to get favorited or purchased. So you need a good main photo. So since every niche is different, and maybe what worked for me as a main photo won't work for you, what I suggest you do is just head to Etsy, type in the type of product you're selling, and see what's working for other people. So of course, don't copy it, but use it as inspiration so you can understand what types of main photos are really working in your niche. Another thing you can do is A/B test your main photos, so you can actually duplicate your listing and then don't change anything about your product or your listing except for the main photo. Then over time, you can see which one is getting favorited and which one's getting purchased more. This also gives you more opportunities on Etsy to be found. What I do is I actually run ads for a little bit so I can actually see the click rate. Of course, you don't have to do this, but I like to do this because I like to see how much better one listing photo is doing than the other. So it just helps me really gauge what is working super well with those in my target audience. Okay, so you got that temporary boost in the algorithm, your SEO is relevant, diverse, and descriptive, and your main photo is killing it. So what's the next step? Well, when someone clicks onto your listing, we really want them to purchase it. So we need to create an irresistible offer for our target audience. So it's not about meeting the needs of everyone, but it is about meeting the needs for that relevant shopper that you are trying to sell to. So what can we do here? Well, if we're brand new to business and we're not quite sure what our target audience wants, we can look to our already successful competitors. So take a look and see if there are any patterns in the most successful listings in your category. So for example, what colors are they using? Are they including certain types of things in their listings? Like let's say you sell a planner. If they're selling a letter size sheet, are they also selling it in a half letter size sheet? So you really just want to look at the bestsellers and see what patterns are there. If you're interested, I go a lot more in depth with how to map out an irresistible offer in my program, Passive Product Payday. It's a $27 program. I will link it down below if you're interested in discovering your most profitable niche, your most profitable product idea, and mapping out an irresistible offer. So I'll link it down below if you're interested in figuring all of that out. Okay, so how did I do it? How did I make sure that I was going to see success with a brand new Etsy shop, a brand new listing with zero audience? Well, I made sure that my product was in demand. Then I made sure that my SEO was relevant, diverse, and descriptive, so the right people were finding me. And then I did my research to make sure that my main photos were going to be something that my target audience would actually click on. And I tweaked some things and A/B tested those main listing photos. So not only was I expanding my presence on the platform, but I was also understanding what was really working well with my niche as it pertains to them clicking on my listing. And then I made sure that I had an offer that I knew my target audience would really want. So once I had all of that going for me, I was confident that this was a listing that would perform well, so I ran a sale to incentivize people to actually purchase because there was a discount, and then I also ran ads so I can get more people to see my listing in front of them. And since I had my good SEO, a clickable photo, and an irresistible offer, my listing started converting. And because it was converting, it was getting a positive rating score on the back end of Etsy, and then Etsy started boosting that listing higher in the algorithm. So when the temporary boost was over and I stopped my sales and also lowered my ad budget significantly, I was still ranking in the algorithm. I was still ranking in search, in suggested, and on relevant shoppers' homepages, because I had that positive rating score from those initial conversions. So again, if you're interested in learning how to map out an irresistible offer so you do get those conversions, I will link Passive Product Payday down below so you can take a look and see if that's something that you think will help you. So there was one more strategy that I used that was outside of Etsy that helped me get an influx of traffic. And the platform that I utilized was Pinterest. So I started a brand new Pinterest account from scratch. I created, I want to say, about 12 to 15 different pins that were promoting my product directly or indirectly. And one of the best things I did was I created idea pins. So idea pins is a new feature on Pinterest, and right now it's on a loose algorithm, meaning that if you were to post an idea pin, it's going to get more traction than maybe it will in the future because it's a new feature, and that's Pinterest's way of incentivizing you to use that new feature. So I have a whole strategy that I use for my Pinterest idea pins, and I'm going to share that with you, but we're gonna do that next week. So if you are interested in learning about Pinterest idea pins and how you can use it to drive tons of traffic to your new or existing Etsy shop or website, then definitely subscribe to this channel if you're not already so you don't miss it. Also, don't forget, if you're looking for a strategy to map out an irresistible offer, down below I'm going to link Passive Product Payday. It's a $27 program. If you're interested, it's helped a lot of people figure out their niche, their most profitable product, and of course, map out their irresistible offer. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.